Hello, hello, and welcome to another chatting session with Miss C. Chatting with C. I am your host, Miss C. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Lucky you guys got two videos in 1 week. Okay, the girl is on it. I hear you. I hear y'all missed me. I'm just kidding, but super ready to jump into it. I am back. I do want to get to as many questions as I can. I am working on some actual classes, creating some curriculum for some courses to get a little deeper in some of the topics that we talk about because obviously 20 minutes is probably not enough for some people. For others, that's all they need, and I'm okay with that too. But for the people who want to go a little bit deeper, I am working on that as well. So stay tuned for that. The last video I posted, I think it came out this morning actually, or yesterday. Crazy thing, I recorded that video. I do not edit any of my videos. I do not watch any of them. I literally turn on the camera, I talk, and then I shut it off and I post it. That video I actually watched, and then I started second guessing if I should post it or not. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched the first couple of minutes, and I was like, "Oh, maybe I shouldn't." Oh my god, which is why I don't. Which is why I don't. And then I had a couple of conversations the other day that were right on that. People were talking about the circle around them, and I was like, "Oh, okay, universe, thank you." So there be confirmation out there. I was already given that topic, but I was nervous. Um, but then the confirmation came that that was what I was supposed to actually post, and so I did. Hopefully, you watched it all the way to the end. I think the last 2 minutes, maybe, really kind of explain a little bit more in depth who I am, my purpose, my mission, what I'm trying to do. I do think I'm going to do another quick, like 5 minute video just to kind of express that a little bit more for people who are kind of like, who's this girl? Where did she come from? What's going on? So if you haven't watched that one, take a look about the importance of the circle that you keep, your friends, your job, the people around you, and how important it is. So if you haven't watched that one, check it out. With that, we're going to go ahead and jump into today's topic, which is if you're an empath, a healer, a fixer, how do you not feel bad for no longer going out of your way to do things for ungrateful people? That's a power packed question there. And I appreciate you who sent that in. It's a real question. I am definitely, because I'm definitely an empath, I definitely feel things very deeply. I pay attention to the things that people don't see, that they don't even realize. Um, I do. I want to help. I want to jump in. I want to fix. I'm a problem solver. I'm all of that. And so the question is actually really, really good because as an empath, it's important that we're creating boundaries. It's important that we know the role that we play, how much we can take on, and what we can't. And so I'm going to unpack this question a little bit here um, in a couple of different ways. So stick with me a little bit. As a healer or a fixer, an empath, someone who feels very deeply, it became a term, right? I guess maybe the term's been around for a while. We didn't know. What people used to call it was oversensitive. You're just so sensitive. You're so sensitive. You're so sensitive. That's all you ever heard. You're so sensitive. Why you got to be so sensitive? Ugh, can't nobody stand a sensitive person. It was frowned upon for forever. Then they gave it a term, right? Which was an empath. Which everything has a term now. Oh my gosh, sometimes I'm just like, did we really need a term for that? But I guess we do. So now we have a term for it. There's nothing wrong with being a person who's overly sensitive. There's nothing wrong with being a person who feels very deeply at a lot of things. That makes you human. It really does. So first, let's start there. It's okay that you're that person. It's okay that you want to help people. It's okay that you feel for others. It's okay that you can empathize with people. It's okay that you can sympathize with people. All of that is okay. Know that first. There's nothing wrong with you. Other people who choose not to do it or don't want to, divulge into that or explore that in themselves, that's fine. Let them people be. But if you are a person you are a person who feels it, there's nothing wrong with that. Feel that, be in that space, be that person. Okay. Number two, it said, how do you not feel bad for no longer going out of your way to do things for ungrateful people? I think it's important to make sure that you're not going out of your way, first and foremost. We should not be going out of our way for people. We should be able to stay within the realm of our space and where we are when we're helping other people. If I have to go out of my way to help you, it means that now I'm going somewhere that I'm not really truly comfortable with necessarily, a place that I'm not. Now you should be challenging yourself, and there are going to be those times where you have to go outside of what you're comfortable in. However, understanding the role that you play as a healer, as that person, as that friend, that spouse, that parent, that coworker, understanding who you are is going to be key, and understanding what you bring to the table is going to be key, so that you're not going out of your way for somebody, that you're able to help people within your realm of where you're able to help. The minute you start going out of your way, you've now lost sight of what you really are intended to do. And I say that because everybody has friends and everybody has people who play a part. I am your motivational friend. I'm your motivational daughter, granddaughter, niece, sister, auntie, all the many hats I carry, coworker. I'm the one who's very positive. I'm the one who's very uplifting. I am the one who a lot of people feel like they can talk to. I have met strangers who have literally unloaded their whole lives to me. And I'm like, I don't know if I'd have told somebody that. I don't know what about me they wanted to tell me, but they did. That's who I am. That's me. That's a space I'm comfortable in. That's a gift for me. That's how I'm able to touch the people, and that's how I'm able to have an impact on those around me. That's my space. That's not me going outside or above and beyond. I understand that. However, if you call me and tell me, Sierra, I need $10,000 today, and I'm like, okay, let me go figure out how to get you 10,000. I have now gone out of my way to do something that's not in me to do. I'm not your $10,000 friend. I am not. I am not. And that's okay. That's not who I am. Now, you need 10,000, you're talking to the wrong person today. Now, in a couple years here in a minute, I may be that friend, but today that's not who I am. It's important to know where you are and to stay in that space so that you're able to make an actual impact on the people who need you. If you're going out of your way to try to make somebody see you or try to give you those accolades, then you're doing it wrong and you're not walking in your purpose, which means that you're not in alignment, which means that things are not falling into place as they should for you. Understand that as well. So you should not be going out of your way to fix a problem, to heal somebody, to help somebody, to be there for somebody. You should legitimately be operating in your space, in your realm, right here. Right here. I think, what is it? Hitch, when he tells him, stay right here. This is you all night. Right here. Right here. That is you. Stay right there. Stay in your space. That's how you're going to make a difference. That's also how you're not going to feel bad when people cannot receive what you have done and what you have put out. Because the rest of the question was going out of your way to do things for ungrateful people. There are always going to be ungrateful people. There are always going to be people who don't recognize and don't see that you have actually attempted or that you actually did come through for them in your space. If you're in your space, then you're fine. People are always going to be ungrateful. They're always going to want more, and they're always going to need this. However, if you're helping people who really want your help, who are doing it from a genuine place and you're doing it from a genuine place, there's no such thing as ungrateful people. Again, if you're doing it from a genuine place and those people are actually asking and receiving that help from a genuine place, there's no such thing as an ungrateful person in that space because it's genuine. That part, okay? The key thing is when you're trying to help people or when you're trying to evolve in life, because you know I'm all about evolving, what's going to be important for any person, whether you are an empath, a healer, a fixer, or not, is to understand the frequency that you operate on. If you operate on a frequency and you're up here and it feels good up here and life is falling into place for you and you're finding that happiness and you're grooving and it's taking off and you like, yeah, yeah, yeah. If that's the frequency that you are vibing on, it is so important for you not to drop to a lower frequency on the account of somebody else, the ungrateful persons. Do not do that. I seen a post, or I've seen it a couple times, that says we match frequencies over here. No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we do not. We do not match them. You can come up here for sure, or you can go higher, but we don't match coming down. Don't do that. Because what's important to know is that people who are on this frequency here, they're operating in their frequency, whether that's lying, manipulation, stealing, cheating, whatever it is, right? Gossip, drama, back and forth, all of that. They're operating on a frequency that they are on, that feels good and normal to them. It's no problem there. If you come off your frequency to match them down here, you will quickly realize how uncomfortable you feel, how nothing is working out anymore, how your idea of trying to stick it to them and get back at them or make them see what they've done to you has now caused so much chaos and distraction and confusion around you, and you cannot figure out why. It is because you have now jumped on a frequency that you have bypassed or that you don't belong on. And those people continue to go on with their everyday life because that's the frequency that they're on. Do not lower your frequency at all, at any point, to attempt to try to help or to try to match somebody else. Stay where you are at, especially if you are an empath, a healer, a fixer, somebody who really do not do that. You have to be mindful of that, because the minute that you come down to somebody else's energy and frequency, you have now lost your ability and the things that make you great. You've now lost that. And now you're kind of trying to dig your way out. And then people have gone on about their business. And it does make you feel like they are ungrateful. It makes you feel like they have stabbed you in the back and they are disloyal. They're not. They're not. They're loyal to themselves and the frequency that they are on. And you need to be loyal to yourself and stay up on your frequency and let them stay where they are at. You don't have to come down and match somebody else's frequency to make a difference. What's interesting is that if I stay on my frequency and I rock up here, hey, I'm up here, this is the frequency I'm on, I'm doing it. And I have people who operate down here. If I stay on my frequency and they come around, they have no choice but to come up to my frequency, right? Because them being down here, I'm not coming down. So now they feel uncomfortable. So now they have to come up in order to be around. These people will shoo themselves out. They will disqualify themselves, I promise you. Because they will come up to your frequency and realize, oh my gosh, whoa, wait a minute. They're either going to get themselves together to be able to stay up there, or they're going to say, oh, that's doing too much. I'm going to fall back. That ain't really for me. I mean, that's good for her, but that ain't really my thing. I bet. They will weed themselves out. If you stay on your frequency and you bring them up, and they see how things fall into place for you, how things are going good, you're really making a difference with your words or whatever is going on, they will recognize that and they will either come up or they will drop. It's bottom line, it really is. And they will realize just how great it is to be up there. And they will start to see why you are up there and why you operate up there. The goal is always to uplift and motivate somebody. I never want to tear nobody down. I never want to make nobody feel bad because they're wherever they are in life. I accept everybody for where they are in life because I haven't always been in this place in life. And I have fortunately had people who allowed me to be me, make my mistakes, do the things that I did that weren't right, that I had to come back and apologize and learn from, and they still loved me through it. And that's why I give that same energy back. And I do. And that's really what it should be, to be honest. But as an empath and as a healer, it's important that you set boundaries for what you will allow and not allow. By whom and whom, whether it's friends, it's family, it's mom and dad, it's your kids, you have to set those boundaries so that you can keep your peace. When people we're seeing it a lot, it's not worth my peace. I'm not about my peace, right? It just sounded like a phase, like a slogan kind of thing. Until you realize just how important that peace is, you will not let anybody come in and disrupt your peace. And as a healer, as a fixer, as a problem solver, as an empath, those are all things that you need to take into consideration. You should never be giving more than you can actually handle. You definitely should not be going out of your way for somebody. And you should also most definitely know who you are and what you bring to the table and operate in that space until it's time for you to evolve into the next space. That is the best way that you can go and deal with people who you feel are ungrateful and not feel bad when you go out of your way or that you tried to help them. Accept people for where they are, accept people for who they are. Everybody's not going to be on the same page as you, everybody's not going to have the same story, the same journey. What we do have in common is we are all on life's journey. We all are. We're all, first and foremost, before we break down gender and race and all that, we are human beings, all of us, and we all are spirit, period. If you operate in that space, no matter what you do and who you do it for, it's going to make a difference. And if those people cannot receive it, they don't accept it, move around. Continue to do you. Consistency is going to get you there. If you are consistently that person, the feeler, the healer, the fixer, if you are consistently that person, it doesn't matter if they give you all the accolades or if they say, this or that. If you do it from a good place and you're doing and you're walking in your purpose and you are really truly doing it, all of that other noise doesn't matter. It does not. Continue to be a good person regardless of everybody else. Continue to show up regardless of who doesn't show up. Understand your circle so that you're not showing up for people that you shouldn't, because that was the video today. Make sure you're not in one-sided relationships and friendships. That was my other video. And make sure that you're doing what really makes your heart happy. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's really about. Do what makes you happy. And if that makes you happy and you feel good about it at the end, even if they don't receive it that day, even if it seems like anything else, that's what matters. And that's what you take with you. Because at some point, you're going to run across somebody who's going to forever remember what you did for them. They're going to forever remember those words. They're going to forever remember that problem you helped them fix or that you stood with them as they went through. That's what it's about. So I hope that you take that and receive that. I think I said a lot. I was really excited to do this video, like really excited. So I think my words all ran together. I think I'm probably talking super fast too. But I hope you're able to really capture what I was trying to say and answer this question. I thought it was a good one, especially as me being one, and I've had to cut people off and I've had to remove people, as I expressed in the last video. However, I still show up as me. I still want people to have a good time when they're with me. I still want it to be a positive and uplifting experience when you're with me. And so that's what I bring to that's who I am. And it's important to know who you are and what you bring to the table. And it's important to know the people who receive that and who don't. And to move people on, most people are going to remove themselves, I promise you, to be honest. Like, oh, move them out. I don't even have to move people anymore. They remove themselves. And that's how it should be, especially if you're doing it from your heart, you are following your purpose and your passion, and you are in alignment with your purpose and your passion. All the rest of that's going to move out the way. There will be no such thing as ungrateful people because you'll have your audience, you'll have your people. Okay? So that's all I have tonight. Of course, I can't end without leaving with a quote because that's what I do. I think one of these videos I'm going to start with a quote. Okay, let me see. What do I have here? Oh, I like this one. Okay. If you align expectations with reality, you will never be disappointed. Again, Terrell Owens. Again, there's no ungrateful people. I'll say it again. If you align expectations with reality, you will never be disappointed. Okay. Have a great and awesome week, and I will catch you guys next week with a new video. Thank you for tuning in. Like and subscribe. Questions, comments, please leave them below. You can also follow me on Instagram at chattingwithc as well. I'll have my website and everything else up pretty quickly, working on that, so stay tuned. However, thank you so much for your comments, your views, your questions. I appreciate all of you, and we are going to evolve. Okay, we're going to get through this journey together. Have a good night.